The hospital was very busy today. I stood at the nurse's station. I sorted papers. I checked patient files. I heard footsteps in the hall. Saint walked past me. He was with 3 senior doctors. They talked about a patient. They walked quickly. Saint did not look at me. He did not smile. He did not stop. I felt cold inside. Last night was different. Last night, he held me. Last night, he kissed me. He said sweet things. He touched my face. But today, he walked past me. I was invisible. One doctor asked Saint a question. Saint answered. His voice was calm. His voice was professional. He handed me a patient file. Our fingers did not touch. He was careful about that. Thank you, he said. His voice was polite. His voice was distant. I took the file. You are welcome, Dr. Saint, I said. He nodded. Then he walked away. The other doctors followed him. I looked down at the file. My hands shook a little. My heart hurt. Why did it hurt so much? I am a head nurse. I am 32 years old. I am good at my job. People respect me, but with Saint, I feel small. I feel like nothing. I feel like air. He held me last night. But today, I am a stranger. He is a stranger to me too. We are strangers in white coats. Nobody knows about us. Nobody can know. That is his rule. We must keep it secret. I hate this rule, but I love him. So I follow it. I return to my work. I gave medicine to patients. I checked their blood pressure. I wrote notes. I smiled at everyone. But inside, I felt empty. A young nurse walked to my desk. Her name is Sarah. She is new here. She started work 2 months ago. She is 24 years old. She smiled at me. Dr. Saint is so handsome, she said. She looked at the hallway. Saint walked there a minute ago. I said nothing. I looked at my computer screen. He is very talented too, Sarah continued. My friend says he comes from a famous medical family. Everyone says he is the best resident here. I nodded. Yes. He is very good at his job. Sarah leaned closer. She looked excited. Do you think he dates anyone? She asked. Does he have a girlfriend? My heart stopped, just for 1 second. I wanted to scream. I wanted to say, yes, me. I am his girlfriend. But I could not. Nobody can know. That is the rule, his rule. I do not know, I said. The words felt like stones in my mouth. He only cares about work. Sarah laughed. You are so right. He is married to his job. She walked away to help another patient. I sat very still. The lie hurt. It hurt my chest. It hurt my heart. I lied about my own love. I lied about the man I sleep next to. Why? Because he asked me to. Because he needs me to be secret. Because I am his secret. The hours moved slowly. I worked and worked. I was tired. Finally, my shift ended. It was 8 o'clock. I went to the locker room. I changed my clothes. I put on my jeans and my jacket. I took my bag. My phone made a sound. I looked at the screen. A text message. Back door. 10 minutes. I stared at those words. My heart jumped. I felt excited. I always feel excited when I see his name, but I felt something else too. I felt shame. I felt small. Why the back door? Why always the back door? Why not the front door? Why do we always hide? I put my phone away. I walked out of the locker room. I walked through the empty hallways. I did not go to the front exit. I went to the back of the hospital. The back door is dark. It is away from the main building. Nobody uses it at night. It is our meeting place. I pushed the door open. The cold air hit my face. I stood outside. I waited. The parking lot was quiet. I saw a few cars. I saw shadows. I waited for him. I always wait for him. I felt excited to see his face, but I also felt sad. So sad. This is my life. I am the woman he loves in the dark. I am the woman he hides. I am his secret. I looked at the dark sky. I asked myself a question. How long can I live like this? How long can I be invisible? I did not know the answer, but I knew one thing. I loved him, and love makes us do strange things. Love makes us accept pain. So I stood there in the cold. I waited for the man who loved me secretly. I stood in the cold. I remembered how this started. It was 2 years ago. Saint was new at the hospital. He just arrived. He was a new resident doctor. Everyone talked about him. They said he came from a famous family. They said his father was a great doctor. They said his mother was a surgeon too. Saint looked tired all the time. He worked very hard. He studied every night. He never smiled. He never talked to anyone. I watched him. I felt sorry for him. He looked so alone. One night, I worked the late shift. The hospital was quiet. I saw Saint in the break room. He sat alone. He held his head in his hands. He looked so sad. I made 2 cups of coffee. I walked to him. I put 1 cup on the table. You look tired, I said. He looked up. He looked surprised. Thank you, he said. He took the coffee. I sat down. Do you want to talk? I asked. He was quiet for a moment. Then he talked. He talked about his family. He talked about their expectations. He said they wanted perfection. He said he was afraid to fail. He said he felt so much pressure. I listened. I did not judge him. I just listened. After that night, we talked more. I brought him coffee during quiet nights. He told me his fears. He told me his dreams. He was real with me. He was not perfect with me. He was just Saint, just a man. I fell in love with him. It happened slowly. Then, suddenly, then completely. One night, I was brave. I said the words. I like you. I know you need a safe place. I want to be that place. He looked at me. His eyes were soft. Winifred, he said. He said my name like a prayer. I like you too, he said. But I need to tell you something. My heart jumped. What? I asked. He looked serious. We must keep this secret. My parents are very strict. I cannot let a relationship affect my career right now. Do you understand? I understood. I understood too well. But I loved him. So I said, yes. I can wait. I said, I can be patient. He smiled. He looked relieved. "Thank you," he said. He held my hand. "I promise. One day, things will be different." I believed him. I thought love was enough. I thought love could conquer everything. I thought waiting was easy. I was wrong. A car's lights flashed. I came back to the present. Saint's car stopped near the back door. I opened the door. I got in. The car was dark. The windows were dark too. Nobody could see inside. This was our hiding place. "Hi," Saint said. He looked tired, but he smiled at me. He kissed me. His kiss was urgent. His kiss was hungry. We held each other. We kissed in the dark car. We kissed like we were starving. But something felt wrong. Even in his arms, I felt alone. Even in his kiss, I felt distance. He loved my comfort. He loved my care. But he hid me. He hid me like I was something bad. He hid me like I was a sin. I pulled away. I looked at him. "What is wrong?" he asked. His hand touched my face. "Nothing," I said. I lied again. I lied to him. I lied to myself. He kissed me again. But I felt empty inside. This was not enough anymore. Hiding was not enough. Darkness was not enough. I wanted light. I wanted to walk with him in the day. I wanted people to know. I wanted to be real. But I said nothing. I just kissed him back. I just held him. Because I loved him. And I was afraid. I was afraid to lose him. So I accepted the dark. I accepted the hiding. I accepted being secret. We stayed in the car for an hour. We talked. We held each other. Then he said he had to go. He always had to go. "I will text you tomorrow," he said. He kissed my forehead. "Okay," I said. I got out of the car. I watched him drive away. His red lights disappeared into the night. I walked home alone. The streets were empty. The air was cold. I felt so small, so invisible. But I told myself it was okay. I told myself love was worth it. I told myself to be patient. Deep inside, I knew something. This could not last forever. Something had to change. Someone had to break. I just did not know it would be me. The hospital had a Christmas party. All the staff had to come. It was in the big conference hall. There were lights. There was music. There was food. I did not want to go, but I had to. It was required. I wore a beautiful dress. It was dark blue. I bought it last month. I never wore it before. I did my hair. I put on makeup. I looked nice. I hoped Saint would see me. I hoped he would look at me. Just once. Just one real look. I was stupid. I know that now. I walked into the party. The room was full of people. Doctors talked and laughed. Nurses stood in groups. Everyone looked happy. I stood near the wall. I held a glass of water. I watched people. I waited for Saint. The door opened. People turned to look. Saint walked in. But he was not alone. A woman walked next to him. She was beautiful. Her dress was expensive. Her hair was perfect. Her smile was bright. She held Saint's arm. I knew who she was. Everyone knew. She was the director's daughter. Her name was Victoria. She was rich. She was educated. She was perfect. They walked together. People smiled at them. People said hello. Saint smiled back. He looked relaxed. He looked happy. Victoria laughed at something he said. She touched his arm. He did not move away. My heart broke. Right there, in that moment, people whispered around me. I heard them. They look good together. She is so beautiful. He is so lucky. They are a perfect match. Perfect. That word hurt. It hurt so much. Saint and Victoria stood near the center of the room. Everyone looked at them. They were like a king and a queen. They were golden. They were bright. They were everything. And I was nothing. I stood in the corner. I was invisible again. Saint looked across the room. His eyes found me. For 1 second, we looked at each other. I wanted him to smile. I wanted him to come to me. I wanted him to say something, but he turned away. Quickly, he looked at Victoria again. He said something. She laughed. He turned away from me, like I was nothing, like I did not exist. I felt sick. My stomach hurt. My chest hurt. I could not breathe well. I was not just his secret. I was his shame. I was something he was ashamed of. Victoria was the woman he could show. Victoria was acceptable. Victoria was suitable. Victoria was enough. But me, I was not enough. I was just the woman in the dark. I was just the woman at the back door. I was cheap. That is how I felt. Cheap, small, worthless. I put my glass down. I walked to the door. Nobody noticed. Nobody cared. I was invisible. I was always invisible. I left the party. I walked outside. The night was cold. It was December. The air hurt my face. I walked home. My apartment was not far. I walked fast. I did not want anyone to see me cry, but the tears came. They ran down my face. They ruined my makeup. I did not care. Why? Why was I doing this? Why did I accept this treatment? Why did I let him hide me? I loved him, but was love enough? Was love worth this pain? Was love worth feeling small? I walked and walked. My feet hurt. My dress was not warm enough. I was so cold. People passed me on the street. They looked at me. They saw my tears. They looked away. Nobody stopped. Nobody asked if I was okay. I was alone, so alone. I reached my apartment building. I climbed the stairs. My hands shook. I opened my door. I went inside. I looked in the mirror. My makeup was ruined. My eyes were red. My face was sad. I looked like a broken woman. Because I was broken, I took off my beautiful dress. I hung it in the closet. I would never wear it again. It reminded me of tonight. It reminded me of my shame. I sat on my bed. I cried. I cried hard. I cried until I had no more tears. My phone made a sound. A text message. From Saint? Where did you go? I looked for you. I stared at those words. Anger filled me. Hot anger. He looked for me? When? When did he look? After he spent all night with Victoria, after he turned away from me? I did not answer. I turned off my phone. I did not want to talk to him. Not tonight. I lay down. I closed my eyes, but I could not sleep. One question repeated in my head, over and over. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? I did not have an answer. Not yet. But something changed tonight. Something broke inside me. I felt it. A crack in my heart. A crack in my patience. A crack in my love. How much more could I take? How much more could I hide? How much more could I be nothing? I did not know. But I knew one thing. This could not continue. Something had to change. Soon. 3 days passed. I did not talk to Saint. I did not answer. He called me. I did not pick up. I went to work. I did my job. I avoided him. When I saw him in the hall, I walked the other way. On the 3rd night, I was home. It was past midnight. I was in bed. I tried to sleep. I could not. Someone knocked on my door. Loud knocks, urgent knocks. I got up. I looked through the peephole. It was Saint. He looked terrible. His hair was messy. His eyes were red. He looked drunk or very tired. I opened the door. "What do you want?" I asked. My voice was cold. "Please," he said. "I need to see you. I miss you." I should have closed the door. I should have said no. But I did not. I let him in. I was weak. I was stupid. He came inside. He closed the door. He pulled me close. He kissed me. His kiss was desperate. His hands held me tight. I kissed him back. I hated myself for it. But I missed him too. I missed his touch. I missed his smell. I missed everything. We went to my bedroom. We were together. We were intimate. I tried to find love in his touch. I tried to feel his heart, but I did not. His touch felt different. It felt like possession. It felt like ownership. It did not feel like love. After, we lay in bed. The room was dark. The room was quiet. I stared at the ceiling. I felt empty. Saint got up. He found his clothes. He started to get dressed. "What are you doing?" I asked. "I have to go," he said. He put on his shirt. "My father visits my apartment early tomorrow. I need to be there." Something inside me snapped, like a rope, like a chain. Something broke. I sat up. I pulled the blanket around me. My eyes filled with tears, but these tears were different. These tears were angry. "Stop," I said. My voice was loud. "Don't you dare walk out that door." Saint stopped. He turned around. He looked shocked. I never yelled before. I was always quiet. I was always patient. Not anymore. I grabbed a pillow. I threw it at him. It hit his chest. "I am tired," I screamed. "I am tired of being your shadow. I am tired of being invisible." "Winifred, please," he said. He tried to come closer. "No." I stood up. I held the blanket tight. My whole body shook. "Don't touch me." Tears ran down my face. I was done hiding my pain. I was done being quiet. "When will I have a real status?" I cried. My voice broke. "When will I be real to you?" Saint looked pale. He looked scared. "You are real to me," he said. "You know you are." "No." I shook my head. "I am nothing. I am your secret. I am your shame. That is not true, he said. He reached for me. I stepped back. You brought Victoria to the party. You held her arm. You laughed with her. You turned away from me. I had to, he said. His voice was desperate. You know my situation. My parents, your parents. I screamed. Always your parents. Always your career. What about me? What about my heart? Saint ran his hand through his hair. He looked lost. Be patient, he said. Please. You know my situation. You know I need time. Time? I laughed. But it was not a happy laugh. It was a bitter laugh. I gave you 2 years. 2 years of hiding. 2 years of being nothing. You are not nothing, he said. Walk with me in the light. Hold my hand where people can see. He was quiet. He said nothing. Because he could not. Because he would not. My heart broke completely. The last piece shattered. I pointed to the door. My hand shook. My voice was cold now. Cold and final. Get out, I said. Winifred, get out, I screamed. Don't come back until you can hold my hand in the light, until you can show me to the world, until I am real. His eyes were wet. He looked like he wanted to say something, but he did not. He finished getting dressed. He walked to the door. He stopped. He turned back. I love you, he said. His voice was quiet. Then, prove it, I said. Love in the dark is not love. It is cowardice. He opened the door. He left. The door closed behind him. I stood there. I was alone again, but this time I felt different. I felt strong. I felt free. I cried. I cried hard. But these tears were different too. They were tears of release. I was done. I was done being his secret. I was done being invisible. I was done being nothing. If he loved me, he would come back. He would come back in the light. He would choose me over his perfect image. But if he did not, then I would survive. I would move on. I would find myself again. I deserved better. I deserved light. I deserved to be real, and I would not accept anything less. Not anymore. The next morning, I went to work. I talked to my supervisor. I asked for a transfer. I wanted to work in a different ward. I did not want to see Saint every day. My supervisor agreed. She asked no questions. Maybe she saw my pain. Maybe she understood. I moved to the pediatric ward. I worked with children now. Children made me smile. Children made me forget. I changed other things too. I went to a salon. I cut my hair. It was short now. It felt new. It felt different. I looked in the mirror. I saw a new woman. I went to lunch with my colleagues. I talked with them. I laughed with them. Sometimes the laughter hurt, but I did it anyway. I was learning. I was learning to be happy again. I was learning to love myself. One night, I sat at home. I held my phone. I looked at Saint's number. I pressed a button. I blocked him. No more texts. No more calls. No more waiting. I found his apartment key. I put it in an envelope. I wrote his address. I mailed it. I sent it back to him. I was done. I was free, but Saint was not free. I heard things at work. People talked. They said he looked tired. They said he made mistakes. Small mistakes, but mistakes. Saint was always perfect. Now he was not. One day I walked through the main hospital. I needed to get some files. I saw Saint in the hallway. He saw me too. I was with Dr. Kim. Dr. Kim was nice. He was funny. He made me laugh. We talked about a patient. I smiled at something he said. Saint stopped walking. He stared at me. His face was pale. His eyes were sad. I saw jealousy there. I saw regret, but I did not care. I turned away. I kept walking with Dr. Kim. I kept smiling. Saint lost something. He lost his anchor. He lost the one person who loved him, the real him, not the perfect doctor, not the famous son, just him. His parents' approval meant nothing now. His perfect career meant nothing now, not without me. But it was too late. I was gone. Saint tried to talk to me. One day, he waited near my new ward. He called my name. Winifred, please. Can we talk? I stopped. I looked at him. My face was cold. My voice was cold. Dr. Saint, I said. I used his title. Please keep it professional. He looked hurt. Winifred, Dr. Saint, I said again. I am working. Please excuse me. I walked away. I did not look back. He created this distance. He taught me to be cold. He taught me to be professional. Now I used his own lesson. I used it to punish him. It hurt him. I saw it hurt him. Good. He needed to feel pain. He needed to understand. Days passed. Then weeks. I got stronger. I smiled more. I laughed more. Some days I even forgot about him, just for a little while. I was healing. Slowly, carefully, but I was healing. I learned something important. I learned that I was enough. I was enough without him. I was enough alone. I did not need to be someone's secret. I did not need to hide. I deserved light. I deserved respect. I deserved real love. And if Saint could not give me that, then someone else would. Or maybe I would be happy alone. That was okay too. I was not invisible anymore. I was real. I was whole. I was me. And that was enough. The hospital had a big meeting. All the doctors came. All the nurses came. The director was there. Saint's parents were there too. I sat in the back row. I did not want to be there. But I had to come. It was required. The director talked. He talked about hospital goals. He talked about new programs. People listened. I looked at my hands. Then Saint stood up. He was supposed to talk about a new medical procedure. Everyone waited. But Saint did not talk about medicine. He looked across the room. He looked at me. My heart stopped. I need to say something, Saint said. His voice was loud. His voice was clear. I have been a coward. People looked confused. His parents looked shocked. The director frowned. Saint continued. He started walking. He walked down the aisle. He walked toward me. Everyone turned to watch. The room was silent. Nobody breathed. I could not move. I sat frozen in my chair. Saint stopped in front of me. He looked down at me. His eyes were wet. His face was serious. "You are not a secret, Winifred," he said. His voice was strong. Everyone heard. "You are my life. I am sorry I took so long to see that." Tears ran down my face. I could not stop them. "I hid you," he said. "I was afraid. I cared about my image. I cared about my parents' approval, but I lost you, and nothing else mattered." He held out his hand. "Come with me," he said. "Please, let me do this right." I looked at his hand. Then I looked at his face. I saw truth there. I saw love there. Real love. Not hidden love, not secret love. I took his hand. I stood up. The room was still silent. People stared. Saint's mother covered her mouth. His father looked angry, but Saint did not care. He held my hand tight. He turned to face everyone. "This is Winifred," he said. "She is the woman I love. She is the woman who saved me. She is everything." He looked at his parents. "I am sorry," he said, "but I choose her. I choose love. I choose light." Then he looked at me. "Let's go," he said. We walked together. We walked down the aisle. We walked past all the people. We walked past his parents. We walked past the director. We walked out of the room. We walked through the hospital halls. We walked to the front door. Not the back door, the front door. We stepped outside. The sun was bright. The sun was warm. It felt good on my face. Saint held my hand. He held it where everyone could see. He held it in the light. I looked at him. He looked at me. He smiled. I smiled too. "I am sorry," he said. "I am so sorry." "I know," I said. "Can you forgive me?" he asked. I thought about it. I thought about the pain. I thought about the hiding. I thought about the tears. But I also thought about this moment. I thought about his choice. He chose me. He chose love. He chose light. "Yes," I said. "I forgive you." He pulled me close. He kissed me. Right there. In the sunlight, where everyone could see, I was not a secret anymore. I was real. I had status. I had love. I had light. We walked away together, hand in hand, into the bright day, into our new life. No more hiding, no more shadows, no more pain, just love, just us, just light.